Hey, good morning everyone. How's it going? So what am I working on now? Well, I have a Hyundai, whatever this thing is, Santa Fe. It's a 2004. This bad boy right here. Got towed in over the weekend, and the customer says they heard a loud noise in the rear, and all of a sudden it wouldn't go anywhere. So the tow truck driver had said something's locked up. He thinks the rear is locked up, the actual differential. So I'm just getting out to it now. Let's start it up. Yeah. Okay. Obviously it's ice cold, as you can see by the windshield. All right. Let's hop in it. Yo, these seats are cold. Oh, it's like 20 something degrees out here. Oh yeah. Something. Sorry about that. I accidentally disconnected myself. Something's locked up in the rear. That's almost like drive shaft related, because you see how the wheel kind of like rotated a little bit. So sorry about that glare. There's nothing I can do about it. See how the wheel kind of like wanted to move a little bit, and then it locked up and skidded. So, but apparently this thing skidded to a stop. But we're gonna use that, and we're gonna use the engine. We're gonna have to power this in the shop. What else are we gonna do at this point? I think the other wheel's the same. I can't tell from here. I think, I'm not sure. Let me go out and look on the other side. So maybe I can drive it in on a jack. Alright, so that wheel skidded. You can see that. And that wheel skidded too. So maybe I could put a floor jack under the center of this thing. I don't know. Drive it inside. Alright, well, I'm going to let it warm up out here first, and then we're going to figure it out from there. So I got the Hyundai inside, and I did try using a floor jack underneath the rear diff, and the floor jack slipped. Not a big deal, it didn't hurt anything. But the floor jack slipped, and when it did, the rear end dropped onto the ground, and when it did, it actually broke the rear tires free. Started rolling, but something's messed up, because it was like binding really bad, but it didn't skid the tires. So what's the problem? Is it the transfer case? Is it the rear diff? I don't know. There's the floor jack. But yeah, I had you can actually see the witness marks here. I had the floor jack here, and like I said, it popped, but not a big deal because it wound up falling on its side. But now, you know, everything's turning. Like, see that? The drive shaft actually wants to turn, and then it comes to a stop. So I can only go so far, and then it wants to stop. But where is it stopping? Is it in the rear differential? Is it in the rear differential? I don't know. I mean, it is kind of wet here, so it does tell me there's a fluid leak here. So is it out of fluid? I don't know. However, come to the front, here's the transfer case. Same thing. You can feel binding because of the drive shaft. It's in neutral right now. So, but I see wetness here. So is the transfer case the problem? I have no idea. How are we going to figure this out? I got to unbolt this drive shaft. And judging by what I see, it'll be easier unbolting it right here. So let me go get some tools. Let me unbolt this from right here. This way I can determine, is it the transfer case? Is it the rear diff? Because at this point, I have no idea. All right, so I got almost all the bolts out here. So let me set you up so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, there goes Robert. He should walk past. All right, so I got all but this one bolt out. So with this off, now I can tell where the problem is. And somebody's had this apart before, because on the nut side of this, there's a lock washer, and there was one missing. All right. So drum roll, please. Is it this end? And it is this end. Ow. The transfer case is completely locked up. All right, let's make sure we don't have a problem with the rear diff. We're going to rotate this drive shaft. Hang on one second. I'm just going to put some tool lifting out. But yeah, all of that turns no problem. So let's inspect the back tires actually. Let's see if these things are flat spotted or not. A little spot there, nothing dramatic. Okay, I think we're going to be all right here. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay here. And this turns okay. And that feels smooth. Whereas this, the transfer case, is binding up. Can you even hear it? Yeah, it's completely chewed up. All right. Let's see if the transfer case available for this thing. Can I zoom in on that a little bit? All right, let's see what I can get for this thing. All right, so I got pricing together for a transfer case on this. I'm just waiting to hear from the customer at this point. It's kind of that kind of repair on this vehicle, considering the age. That's one of those where a customer's got to make a decision. Do they want to fix it or not? It's basically, the repair is probably about what the car is worth. So it's hard to say. If they like it, yeah, it's worth it. If they don't like the car, then maybe it's not worth it. So, all right, well, unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. What I did do was I left the drive shaft unbolted. I just held it up with a bungee cord and stuck the bolts back in just to hold them in place, so they don't fall out and I don't misplace them. So, but anyway, so that's about it. I guess that's it for this video. All right, guys, hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, have a great day. Keep wrenching.